Hopi kinship with the land. The Hopi people, like many other Native American tribes, have a kinship with the land. The arts are inspired by nature and the wisdom of their lived lives immemorial in close contact to the earth. The Hopi have no clear distinction between the physical being and their connection to nature. All elements of this interconnected system of life are sacred. Hopi Elder. My name is Ben Boomer, and I come from the Dene people of the Navajo Nation. I am born from my mother's clan, the Debetlijene, or Black Sheep people. My father is of mixed European ancestry by way of California farmland. When I was a young kid, I had a Hopi uncle, and we would travel to the Hopi mesas for ceremonies and dances. Later, I spent much of my 20s spending time with and crossing paths with Hopi artist and architect Dennis Numkena. I was fortunate enough to travel throughout Mexico with him and lived with him for a short time. So, in this way, I'm a friend of the Hopi people. I'm also a person who does his best to listen and observe. In this way, I can offer you my interpretations. This painting, titled Maze to the Sacred Center by Dennis Numkena, depicts the journey we are all on in life. This journey is one of the things that unites us as human beings. In this painting, I could see beings who are allies or friends. I could see my own journey. But if I pause, I recognize that the real power of his work comes from the invitation to bring them into your own life and to merge them with your own journey and your own experience. This unites us across time and space through the portal of art, and in this way, it becomes sacred. Honoring the earth honors us all. We see Hopi ancestral land surrounded by forces of global human expansion and climate change. The native peoples of northeast Arizona practice a strength of spirit they have used to thrive since the migration through the Sipapu into this, the fourth world. This proposal reveals a story of community sustainability through documentation of Hopi kinship, ceremonies, and environmental practices within an online curriculum. I once heard a first-hand account of Buddhist monks from Tibet who visited the Hopi mesas with a very important Rinpoche or Lama. At one point, the film crew traveling with them was dismissed, and the monks and elders went down into the kiva together to share ceremony. The film crew packed up, and on their way across the desert, one of them had to stop. They got out of the vehicle and walked a ways into the desert for some air. There was a bright flash followed by hundreds of luminous beings descending from the sacred mountain and flying across the desert towards the mesa. This, for that camera person, was a life-altering event and speaks to aspects of reality that are not widely recognized. Hopis remain a constant part of this land through the centuries of shared traditions and values, validating the Hopi way and their urban locale as a sustainable community and building model. We are one of the oldest living cultures of the Southwest, and we trace our history back more than 2,000 years. We are descendants of the Katsinam, people of the ancient past. Our Hopi language is in the Uto-Aztecan language family. We live in the high, arid mesa country of northern Arizona. Each of our 12 villages affiliates with one of Hopi's 3 mesas. Traditionally, a spiritual father guided each village. Today, a secular village council governs some villages. A tribal council provides a central government. Our ancient traditional homeland covered much of the Colorado Plateau. Kim Sikakuku. We see corn as the gift of the spirit being that rules the world. He gave us corn to be our soul. Li Kuanwisiwama. How might Arizona urban sites and cities of the world learn and benefit from the Hopi sustainable strategies and methods? Corn Maiden was created by Dennis Numkena following our journey throughout Mexico. In the background of this painting is Palenque, an important Mayan city in the Chiapas Altiplano. While in Palenque, Dennis Numkena shared with me a story passed on to him from his grandfather about groups of Hopis that would travel that far south to where the howling hairy people lived in the trees, and they would come back with exotic, colorful feathers and other treasures from southern Mexico and possibly further. He would laugh if we were approached by tour guides, preferring to get his own interpretation of what was happening at these ruins. He remarked that anthropologists didn't really know the Hopi, so why should they know these people? Dennis was referring to the rich and complex Hopi cosmology, which is their perspective on the nature of the universe and reality, filled with story, art, and ritual containing an understanding that cannot be transmitted with words or by books. It is all of it together, a lived experience that inhabits all facets of life. The only way to really know the Hopi is to be and live as a Hopi. This way of enduring life has many important lessons. Those who are not Hopi may be gifted with those lessons that the Hopi choose to share. The Hopi are a matrilineal people. Households are built upon a foundational line of women who own and manage the houses, land, and basic crops that support and feed their families. Men can claim ownership of any livestock they raise. They also are responsible for the spiritual integrity of the community. This includes rituals and assuring adherence to codes of conduct. A mother's brothers are responsible for uncle discipline. There are complex power structures that achieve a powerful balance between men and women. This closely woven distribution of responsibility keeps families close in clustered apartment-like pueblos. These rooms built of earth, stone, and wood grow together in a way that 1,000 people can live together for 1,000 years. Families grow into the spaces organically so that everyone is close by and the men of a single lineage can come together quickly to be very responsive to common needs. Mural painting from year 2000 CE, exhibited in Northern Arizona Museum Kiva, Flagstaff, Arizona, image highlights the Hopi story of the three sisters of Hopi food sources, squash, beans, and corn, for not only the Hopis, but also the Mayan culture since 2000 BCE. Please note the baby in uterus in the central figure eating corn. Mural by Michael Kabotie and Coochsiwukioma-Delbridge Honahili, Hopi artists. To the Hopi, religion, art, and daily life are all the same. The language does not contain a specific term for the English word art, since there is no distinction between the Hopi's view of the arts and the Hopi way. Visual, ceremonial, and functional objects are considered artfully created objects, which reveal their stories of a spiritual path lived in balance and harmony. Hopi Elder. When the father of Hopi artist Dennis Numkena was asked about Palenque, Mexico, he said Dennis was to visit this ancient site to learn more about his ancestral and spiritual journey. As an architect, Dennis deeply understood the power of creating space and ambiance in order to invoke a feeling or inspirational energy. He used this understanding to create an ambiance around his life that allowed him to create in a way many would call visionary. When I would see him work, the images would grow and transform over time. Through the painting's evolution, details were created that would be worked away, but remain an important part not only of the process but of the finished piece. This process of transporting himself to a place of focus, a place outside the normal world, is reflected in his paintings. They show transformation rooted deep in Hopi culture that then extended beyond into other worlds and places, limitless. Dennis loved interacting with youth during after-school art sessions. He provided the art history stories of his Hopi ancestors and from peoples down into the Yucatan. As an architect, he also facilitated art lessons concerning form of structure and movement, which were fabricated into sculptures and paintings. Dennis would tell me stories of his childhood eating ice-cold watermelons that had been chilled in a flowing wash. He talked about his escapes from the abusive Indian school. He valued and connected with the power of childhood. This is all part of how he interacted with kids and enjoyed doing workshops and projects with them. Educators via online curriculum and art teachers not only strive to teach contemporary art-making practices, but also facilitate reflection within each student concerning interdisciplinary concepts and social environmental challenges relevant to the students' lives. The art environmental education curriculum supports a complex inquiry process, including popular culture and humanities with exciting opportunities for critical thinking and creative resolution outcomes. The time has come to allow ourselves to be illuminated by the many cultures of the world and the individuals who create sparks of beauty. The truth is always waiting at the center of our journey, and we're surrounded by allies and friends in this world to help us embrace it. May this curriculum plant a powerful seed that opens us to honor and respect the ways of those who lived before us, and empowers us to create the world we all dream is possible. Hopi Katsinaism. I will come back as a cloud someday. Hopi Katsinas, Hopi plural Katsinam, are the spirit essences of all things in the natural world, including plants, animals, cosmic forces, and ancestors. As spirit friends, the Katsinam come to the Hopi in the form of rain-bringing clouds, bestowing fertility, growth, health, and well-being to all humankind. Upon passing from one's physical life, a Hopi continues a spiritual existence as a life-sustaining Katsina. We have this basic value of respecting all forms of life. A human life is respected. The animal life is respected. The spiritual life, plant life, all of these are respected. And that's what our ceremonial events are based on. Elgin Joshvama. Pliny Draper is a highly respected Hopi Katsina artist. The two female Katsinas pictured here were gifts to a member of the Cultural Arts Coalition for her engagement in support of his work as a Hopi seeking higher education and honoring his daughter's native Hopi cultural background. Dennis Numkena was honored to be Pliny's cousin. Katsina dolls and art projects. Only an initiated Hopi man has the appropriate knowledge and right to make an image of a Katsina or carve a Katsina doll. Young, uninitiated Hopi children are not allowed to draw or otherwise represent a Katsina, even a color-by-number figure. Dennis Numkena led me on some of the best adventures of my life and opened my eyes to a different way of seeing the world. In his persistent and sometimes stubborn way, he showed me what a person that gets things done looks like. I will forever appreciate his gifts to my life and the world. When we make the emergence into this world, there is life already here. We are not the first ones to come into this world. The plants were already here, the snakes, the reptiles, the animals, the birds, the eagle was here. The clouds were here. The lightnings were here. The stars were here. All of these life forms for us. Michael Kabotie.